to introduce a very personal veteran friend of mine, Mr. Eric Massa.
Everyone gets hoarse. A phenomenon of which I have some experience. I know we all know this reality, but let us welcome the fact that this country now has a great new president. It's also welcome the fact, as I understand it here in the state of New York, that we may very well be able to end the gridlock in Albany and actually move towards a better government.
All right.
Gentlemen, if you come join me up with my wife, please, everyone. We've watched the election returns, and it is tremendously humbling to realize that our message brought us a majority not only in Monroe County, but in Cattaraugus County. And I understand now as the votes are being counted, also in Chemung. This is wonderful. But, as I said 2 years ago, there are some 12,000 absentee ballot votes yet to be counted. There are. Hold on a second now, please. This is important. The margin of victory today in the raw count of the vote is less than the number of total absentee ballots. And I believe it is important, as I said 2 years ago, that we respect each and every vote. Now, we're going to have one hell of a party. But, because I respect the democratic process, and as hard as it is to do, I will decline to declare victory until each and every vote is counted. Doesn't mean we can't have a cold beer or two. And we will. But I want to recognize and thank just a few people. First, because this may be eventually seen on national television. I mean, I learned about the election results watching the ticker on Fox News.
You were watching Fox?
I was watching. I figured if they gave me the election, everybody else had to. I've never seen a more reluctant group of reporters announce that we have a new president-elect. Well, let me first recognize the fact that I have been blessed with wonderful parents with whom I was just in contact and who share your enthusiasm and your happiness. My father and mother, both in their 80s and in good health. My dad, a poll watcher all day long in California. And Mom, sitting by the phone. So, to my parents, Mom and Dad, thank you very, very much.
Yeah!
To my wife, Beverly, family, my sons Richard and Justin, my daughter Alexandra. I'm representing my many siblings, my brother Michael, who is here with us. I would like to thank my family for having gone through this very long and very, very, we hope, successful journey. Thank you all very much. To the 1,200 plus veterans who signed the pledge to support us in sunshine and in rain. To those who put their names on an ad and on a piece of paper to join me in that cause, I thank them. To the American labor movement, all of them. I decline to, from memory, name all 146 logos, because I may miss one. But you know who you are, and you know that my commitment is total, and you know all the hard work that you did to make tonight what tonight is. And thank you for that. To an incredible staff, who I will name a few of. First, to two wonderful volunteers who have been with me almost the entire journey. And if you just hold the applause to the end and then let's blow the roof off this place. I'd like to recognize my good friend, Ron Heigl, who has given us so much to be with us. I'd like to recognize my good friend, Jim Doyle, also down from Monroe County. I'd like to recognize, and I cannot see because of the lights, Dave Marion and his wife, Jen, who have been with us from the very beginning. Out in Cattaraugus County, a young man who came back to help us, Ethan Raven and Kathleen Schaefer, who has delivered a majority in Cattaraugus County for us, and that is really wonderful. I'd like to recognize my very good friend Doc, who introduced me today, who has been such a sage and wise counsel on not just politics, but so many things that he's put his arm around me. And if you notice, because he's so tall, that's kind of easy for him to do. I'd like to give a shout out to Brian Scretton, who returned after having worked the entire campaign last season. I think I mentioned my communications director, Jared, our campaign manager, Justin Shaw, and I know I'm going to leave a few off, and please do not be offended because, trust me, I will thank each and every one of you individually, but my reason behind naming all these people is to give us all a sense that this was not an effort by Eric Massa at all. It was an effort by a team. It was an effort that reflects the desires and wishes of the entire congressional district to go in a new direction. And that's how I intend to conduct myself each and every day. When you are poised to win an election, you must be humbled by the faith that people have put in front of you. And that's how I feel tonight. I was asked, how do you feel? And I said, I feel terribly humbled by the tremendous responsibility that is about to be handed to me. Absentee ballot count will mirror what we have seen district-wide. This is I suspect that many of us will be up to the wee hours of the morning. And I also suspect in about 48 hours we'll have the opportunity, after the entire democratic process has been honored, and every vote, especially close to my heart, the votes from those military personnel who are serving overseas,